Hey, what's up, YouTube? Today is now Tuesday, January 28th. May 28th. Alright, so I didn't get a load for today, but I got one tomorrow. Heading out of Findlay, Ohio, going to Houston. And then I'm going to get one follow-up out of Houston and send me into Crossett, Arkansas. That I know what that is. I just don't like that load. I don't like going to Crossett. But it's got to get me towards where I need to go for the new company I'm going with. And as I said in the video yesterday, the people in the Facebook group already know. I haven't announced it here yet, but I just saw a comment on today's video that went live. Someone put it in the comments. I remember specifically asking nobody to do that. But anyway, it don't matter. I am indeed going to Mercer Transportation. Now, why am I leaving Schneider? The load board, man. They keep talking about this new load board. And I feel like they're putting so much effort into that. They're letting the current state of the current load board suffer, and all of us drivers are suffering along with that. There's been a lot. And a lot of drivers in the Facebook, the SFI group, the Schneider Owner Operator group, hell, even the Schneider Pumpkin group, there's owner ops in there talking about stuff like this. And it's just bad. It's just bad. So I've had some questions of how much I found out through this process. Let me just start with this. I found out through the process because I've always heard if you transfer companies, there's a fee. Now, there is a $500 company transfer fee with SFI if you plan on keeping their truck and taking it to another company. That's across the board. That never changes. Now, the additional fee that people talk about, $3,000, $4,000 or whatever, that is an increased deposit fee. And it depends how much that deposit is. Depends on what company you're going to. There's a few companies that there is zero additional deposit fee. But there's a few companies, a lot of companies that do have an increased deposit fee, and that's just because of, I guess, they want to guarantee that they're going to get their money, and how they do that is by, if you're willing to commit to paying another $3,000, $4,000, then they feel you're trustworthy to keep the truck. So I understand the reason for it. It sucks, but there's also a point to where, after so much time being leased through SFI, to where that additional deposit or the deposit increase just goes away altogether. I was told 4 months, so I'm not paying any additional deposit because the company I'm going to, Mercer, was only $3,500, which I've already had $3,400 in, and they just said, okay, I'm so close, I'm like within like 3 days of the actual 4-month period. They're not going to make me pay an extra $100, but I did pay the $500, and that's got to be up front. It's like they can't. I figured they'd take it out of maintenance account or maybe my escrow or something. No, you had to pay them. So I had them ACH my account, and they'll transfer all my truck information to Mercer, and I start Monday. Tentatively, still. I mean, I haven't got confirmation yet, but that's the day we're looking at. The only reason I could have been there 3 weeks ago, 2-3 weeks ago, but they are changing their ELD from Qualcomm hardware to an app, Motive. I don't know anything about them, or either one of them for that matter, but I do know if I went in now, I'd have to pay $600 or $700 for the equipment for Qualcomm, and I didn't see the point in spending that kind of money on equipment when I'm only going to use it for 1 or 2 weeks. It made zero sense to me, so I'm like, okay, let's hold off. We was going to do it this week, like today actually, day one, right after the holidays, but they pushed it back another week. And it might get pushed back again. I don't know. I mean, right now the 3rd is the 3rd. They know that's why I'm waiting. That's the only reason I'm waiting to transfer over. Now, it's one of those things to where I'm saddened I'm leaving Schneider. They've been good to me from the beginning. They have. They have been really good to me. From my orientation up in Green Bay to my TE, my week with my TE, to my DTL that I had out of Obetz, Brian Southern. That dude is just awesome. He was a driver for years. He knows what is going on out here. He knows your frustration. He understands how to get through those, and he advised me in a couple of different times. Now, I'm not one that's easy, or I'm not one for one. I'm not one. I never need a pat on the back. I never need an attaboy. I don't need that shit. I don't need no confirmation or no, felt appreciation. I don't need that crap. You know how I feel appreciation? Give me my miles. Right? Run me. As long as I'm not setting for nothing, then whatever. I don't need that crap. And I remember one conversation him and I had, because I told y'all from the beginning, I manage my clock the way I manage my clock. I'm a daytime driver. I'm a 7 to 7 kind of guy. 7 a.m., 7 p.m. That's my work time. I remember him at one point saying, trying to, if you come off your 10, you get to work quicker, and you get like you're one of the first thoughts of new loads and blah blah blah, and trying to, psych me out, not psych me out, but psych me up, saying, hey, go out there right when your 10 is up, get rolling sooner. The loads will open up more loads for you. But you know what? I told him, it's like, I'm not motivated by money. Money is not my motivation. I remember during the, and I was told, like, listen, I'm number one. I'm going to do what's best for me first, and inherently that's going to be what's best for Schneider. Because if I can be the best I can be, that's going to be the best. I'm going to do the best for the company. I'm not going to be intimidated. I'm not going to be coerced. It's just not going to happen. I'm me. I was 45 years old at the time of this conversation. I'm like, I'm a grown man. I'm an old man. I ain't a child. I don't need this type of, chats, motivational chats. I don't need them, right? So, but I also remember at the end of that conversation, he's like, well, there's not really much you can do for a man who's not motivated by money. Because he was throwing out money. The numbers like, if you come out a couple hours earlier here and a couple hours later there, and you can make a couple, $200-$300 extra a week. I'm like, there was some truth to that. And after a while, because at the time I was like working like 7 to 5 or whatever, and I didn't realize as a company driver with Schneider, in order for Schneider to make any money, you need to be driving 7 hours. But it was shortly after that conversation, I also did videos saying use all the 11 you can. I learned if you're only allowed to drive 11 hours in a 24-hour period. So if you use all that 11, no matter what anybody says, you can't drive until it's over with, right? So what I learned by using all of your drive time at 11, you pretty much get more miles in the day, depending on traffic, of course, and you get your full 34. You get a full 34 through the week, and you wind up running more while you run all your 11. You run more miles, you make more money. That's just the way it is. You don't ever want your 14-hour clock to catch up with you, because that just kind of ruins everything. Even though it happens, live loads, traffic delays, maybe you're just not feeling well, you take a nap or something throughout the day, whatever. But with Schneider, you can't do, as a company driver, you can't do PC, and you can't do split sleeper berth. And even as an owner-op, you can't do split sleeper either. So, but you can do PC. As long as it doesn't benefit the current or next upcoming load. But why I'm leaving Schneider is just simply because the load board is just crap. The rates are horrible. There seems to be a lot of freight there, but the problem is you'll get like 50 pages of loads. And then when you choose, because it shows like you got options. When you do the load board, you got both, or you can search for just confirmed loads or unconfirmed loads, right? Or do both. So when you do both, it's showing all the loads. You might get, let's say you get 30 pages of loads when you're doing both. But then you go look for the confirmed loads, doing with a little green check mark. That 30 pages may go down to 2, which is 10. So they have so many loads on there, and those Texas loads I was talking about there yesterday, like 5 of them, they was all planned under the planning stage to pick up today and drop off Thursday. But once they all confirmed, it was pick up between Tuesday, Wednesday, and not drop off until next Wednesday, the 5th. If it's more than 3 days out, especially for a 1,200-mile trip, it shouldn't be on the board. It just shouldn't, because you can't do anything with it. But I don't know why the shipper in Trenton, Ohio wants to ship them one day and then the receiver don't want to get them until 8 days later. That just makes absolute zero sense to me. But I'm just a driver. I wouldn't know these big decisions now, would I? So anyway, that's the only reason I'm leaving Schneider is the loads, the freight. and the freight that you get, the rates are just horrible. And I know as a Mega, they're always negotiating rates with their customers. They're trying to be competitive out there. They don't want to lose the freight. They think some freight is better than no freight, which in their mind maybe. But when you have a truck and you have a payment, a lease payment, costs you $1.40 a mile a week to freaking run the truck, minimum, and that varies depending on the fuel and tolls and everything. So yeah, it's just that's my reasonings for it, guys. I've got to look for better. And a lot of you would think I was going to F2F, and I can only assume the reason you thought I was going to F2F is because my buddy KO was over there. Listen, KO and I are buddies. We talk often, but I'm not following his lead, and he sure the hell ain't following my lead, okay? And so he did tell me something the other day. Someone thought we had a beef. He's like, I don't see country comment. Once in a while, I never really commented a whole lot to begin with on anybody's videos. But yeah, he was right. He's like, he just calls me now. So yeah, my comment is IRL comments, not virtual on the keypad. So yeah, there's nothing wrong with KO and I. We're tight. He's a good dude, and I surround myself with good people. That's just the way I like. I don't trust many people, and if I decide to try to make friends with someone, it's because I just feel and sense they're genuinely a good person and they're real. That's just who I look for in friendships. But that's it. That's why I'm leaving Schneider. That's the only reason. Not because anybody's ever pissed me off, or not because it's a bad company. It's just I feel that Mercer might be a better fit for me. I don't know. I'm not going to. Like I said, I may come back to Schneider later on. You just don't know what's going to happen in the future. Maybe that new load board, when it comes out later in the summer or even early fall, maybe that new load board is hot fire. I don't know. But for now, it's just not making sense for my pockets. It's just nowhere close. So I've got to make a change, and I felt Mercer is a better change for me. We'll see. Only time will tell, right? I'm curious if any of you drivers out there are working with Mercer. I've also told, I was going through all these videos I had to watch. They were saying, like, from the safety guy, I said, do you know that 66% of all applicants I deny? Is that right? They were just saying, like, if you're seeing these videos, you should be proud of yourself and your record. I don't know. Are they that hard to get with? Let me know your thoughts about Mercer, if you've ever had any experience with them. But that's it. I'm going to pick up my load tomorrow. I got an open window from 8 a.m. till 1500 tomorrow to grab it, but I'm going to be there early as possible, probably 8 to 10. I'm 2 hours away up in Findlay. I'm in Dayton. It's in Findlay. That's like 2 hours away. I'll be there by 11 at the latest, probably. And then hopefully I can be in Houston Thursday evening and drop that thing off, even though it's not due till Friday on 9 o'clock or 1800. But it's a dropping hook on delivery, so I'm gonna try to deliver Thursday and get something out of there. So I gotta get back up north. I gotta be in Louisville. So down that area, I'm gonna take it one to Crossett, Arkansas. Then until I drop that off here in Crossett on Saturday, I'm going to go into West Memphis, have West Memphis remove all the Schneider. There's a puck. It was something called a puck. I think they're a little Wi-Fi thingamabobber. Couple things. There's a few things in here that Schneider has pieces of equipment. So I'm gonna have West Memphis remove that stuff, and then I will bobtail from there to Louisville. Be there Sunday afternoon, most likely. We'll see. But anyway, that's it. I'm going to Mercer. I appreciate all you watching. Appreciate all the support. And that's it. Have a good day. We'll see you tomorrow.